Ezra Miller has been arrested, and sources are revealing that Warner, they have finally had enough. They are in fact convening meetings right now talking about the man's future, and from what I'm hearing, it doesn't sound like he has very much of one at all. Ezra, the man he never learns. So hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you're doing excellently. And briefly, before we get started, this is a crazy one too. Back our project. We are crowdfunding right now on Indiegogo. Link is in the description. We have 870 backers. We are trying to run to 1,000. More on that at the end of the video. Now, as far as Ezra Miller being arrested is concerned, I mean, this is a crazy story. Now, we're going over this incident and the career hit that it's going to end up being. Remember, this guy had no qualm throwing JD under the bus. In fact, here's him talking about Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald. Listen to what's said here. Quote, Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald star Ezra Miller said the cast wasn't consulted by J.K. Rowling about JD's involvement in the franchise. Quote, No, none of us were consulted. None of us knew. Look, I bring forth my work to this job, and I do the best I can. I would say that literally every aspect of my reality, inclusive of a lot of things that are not fine with me, are fine with me. It's amazing how far the banner of all good can extend. So he's saying, I'm not okay with that dude. I wasn't okay with him being on a project. So when he was canceled, hey, that's fine. So with that in mind, here's what Deadline, a shill from Warner, a shill for Ezra, and so much more, by the way, printed about this, and there is a full description from the police department of the incident as well. Listen to this here. Quote, DC's The Flash, Ezra Miller, was arrested late Sunday night after an incident in Hilo, Hawaii bar. According to the police, Miller, who was 29, quote, became agitated while patrons at the bar began singing karaoke. So he couldn't be at the bar and he couldn't let people have fun. Miller then, quote, began yelling obscenities and at one point grabbed the microphone from a 23-year-old woman singing karaoke and later lunged at a 32-year-old man playing darts. Miller was arrested. He ended up being charged. He posted bail and was released. Now, I'm sure Ezra Miller wanted to keep this under wraps. After all, from what I'm hearing, he's been on probation, as it were, with Warner Brothers. They told him to be walking the straight and narrow. Well, unfortunately for him, the Hawaii Police Department decided they were going to go online. They were going to post a story to Facebook. Listen to this here. Quote, shortly after midnight on Monday, March 28th, 2022, a 29-year-old man visiting from Vermont was arrested and charged for disorderly conduct and harassment after an incident at a bar in Hilo. I don't know how you get around that, by the way. The disorderly conduct, sure, but harassment, especially after everything that he's done in the past, that's going to be hard to shake. Continuing. On Sunday, March 27th at 11:30 p.m., South Hilo patrol officers responded to a report of disorderly patron at a bar on Silva Street. Here's an idea, too. If you can't handle your alcohol, and Ezra Miller, he can't handle his. He's had other problems in the past. Maybe you should avoid it. I guess that's too little too late, though, right? Continuing. During the course of their investigation, police determined that the man, later identified as Ezra Miller, became agitated while patrons at the bar began singing karaoke. So, they were just having fun. The thing that you go to a bar to do. They were socializing. Ezra Miller, he couldn't stand that. I mean, it seems like he has problems like this quite a bit. So what does he do? Well, he began yelling obscenities. I mean, that's the first start of it. At one point, grabbed the microphone from a 23-year-old woman singing karaoke. That's where your disorderly conduct offense comes from, by the way. Later on, he decides he's going to go after another person. I'm surprised they didn't charge him there with harassment, by the way, but he goes after a 32-year-old man playing darts. That's where you get a harassment offense. That isn't the first time he's gone after somebody either. The bar owner apparently asked Miller to calm down several times before anyone was called in either, but he would not calm down. So you have Miller. He's arrested. He's charged on both offenses. Total bail, it's set at $500. The bail and those two offenses aren't the problems. The headlines are the problems. Everything that we saw coming from the Oscars, everything that we've seen directed at Warner Brothers as of late. Then you have this here. Yeah, even though he got bail and was released, this isn't a big deal in the courtroom. It is a big deal in the court of public opinion and behind the scenes. See, here's the problem for Ezra Miller. This is not his first rodeo, not by a long shot. In fact, he had another incident that had a bar involved in it, and this was where Warner, from what I understand, warned him. They told him explicitly, if you cause us any more problems, if you damage our brand, you are out the door. And well, when you put these two together, how do you end up avoiding it, especially when someone was attacked in this one as well? Listen to this here. So Variety, they end up confirming that all of this stuff is real, by the way. They say that they talked to this establishment. I cannot pronounce that, by the way. They say there was a serious altercation at a bar, and the man, later identified as Ezra Miller, was escorted off the premises. So a 7-second video ends up emerging. You can hear a man say, "Ooh, you want to fight?" That's what you want to do to a young woman who appears to be jokingly preparing herself for a fight and is smiling. You can tell in the video, by the way, she looks like she wants to have fun here. Miller, though, he steps up to her, he grabs her by the throat, he tosses her to the ground. It is insane what he does there. At that point, the person filming says, "Whoa, bro, whoa." The shooting, it stops, and the footage, it abruptly ends. Now, they confirm, again, when it took place, what exactly transpired, and according to a source at the bar, the altercation, it took place after the individual, identified as Ezra Miller, was confronted by a group of eager fans who were quote-unquote quite pushy. Things then escalated, with Miller losing his temper at one woman in particular. The staff, they escorted the actor, who was upset and angry, off the premises following the incident. Yeah, he got away with that before because the fans were to blame. This time, though, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. He is in the crosshairs. People are talking about his career being done right now. This guy, he is over. Now, like I was saying, check out and back our project. It's live on Indiegogo. Funding right now. Link is in the description. We have 870 backers. We're trying to get to 1,000. 14 days out of 30 remaining. This is our way of countering the nonsense you see out of companies like Warner Brothers. Look what they let happen to customers. Choke slamming people. You got to counter that. Get a good product here too. Help us out, like I say. Thank you. Thank you for being here as well. Going to end here. Thanks again. Check it out. See you soon.